Oh, okay. Yay. So we are, this is week 3 of our Back to Basics series. And next week, if I'm not in labor or have a newborn, we'll be doing Silver is Always Fun and Easy. And I'm sure if that happens, Ashley will probably still carry on the torch. So far, if you've watched the entire series, first was, I don't remember the exact title, but on confidence. Confidence fuels your business. That's it. And we talked about confidence in yourself, how you view yourself, self-talk, mindset, understanding the products. And then last week, we talked about developing your ideal client and why that's so crucial. And we put that before this one on Ninja Marketing for a reason. I'm actually going to discuss that because you need to develop your ideal client before you can really do what I'm about to tell you how to do. So if you haven't watched that yet, you're watching the recording, go back and watch that. If you haven't watched it yet, go back and watch it soon, like after this live video here. So I'm going to tell you about Ninja Marketing, and this is just a phrase that I think I came up with, but I'm not sure. Most other people, it's the same thing, but they have different names for it. But I like Ninja because it sounds fun, and I feel like that's literally what I'm doing. I'm being a little ninja. I'll put little posts in there and people don't even know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to go over what Ninja Marketing is, how it works and what it can look like for you, and then how to like practically apply it to your life, your business, really. And I could go on and on about this topic. I have really basic notes. But I have a feeling I will probably expand on them once I get going. But it is a pretty simple task and topic. Like, there's so much I could say about it because I love it so much, and I could show you a bajillion examples, and we could talk one-on-one on how to apply this to your life. But in all honesty, it really comes down to just really understanding what it is and then why it's helpful and kind of shifting your view on a few things. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So what is Ninja Marketing? So you might already understand it, even if it's not completely like a fully conscious understanding. You've seen it, you know what it is, and you probably really like it. So basically, my definition is it's marketing that doesn't feel like marketing. It is basically putting out, when you market a post, putting things out there that when the consumer reads it, they don't even realize that they're being marketed to, because today's consumers are so incredibly smart. I mean, think about it. Like, we are. When I see an advertisement on Instagram or Facebook when I'm scrolling, I know which ones are advertisements and I know which ones aren't, from like different companies or sponsored posts. It's so easy to identify that. We are literally inundated and thrown at advertisements constantly. Like, imagine if you go to a website, even when you're on Facebook itself, as advertisements over in the corner for the website you were just on a little bit ago, like, or something that you talked to someone about the other day, talked about going to Colorado, and then all of a sudden there's advertisements for Colorado. Okay, that actually happened today. Anyway, we see advertisements all the time. So today's consumers in 2018, we know what it is and we know how to avoid it and we know how to ignore it. And so that's why the old way, I guess, of using social networking for marketing your home business or any type of business isn't working anymore. I like to call that, and there's different variances, but I'm going to go to the extreme. I call it like guerrilla marketing, where you are literally throwing information out there about your products, trying to sales pitch, and then like flooding people's inboxes and like, hey, you want to buy this, you want to buy this, you want to buy this, you want to buy this. It's a lot of work up front. To me, it feels really icky. I don't like cold messaging. I've talked about that a million times before. I don't recommend it. Now, this is what pretty much most successful network marketers did for the past like 5 years, and now you'll see people are getting really tired of it. Facebook changed their algorithms that if you do advertisements like this, people aren't going to see it even less than they already weren't seeing it. So it's time to adapt. it's time to change. And honestly, ninja marketing is a lot more fun, and it's a lot easier, and it just feels good in your soul. And to me, I like challenges. Not that this is a challenge, but it's like a game in my opinion. I'm like, ooh, how can I ninja market this, in such a way that someone will read like, oh, cool. Rachel really likes her probiotic. That's good to know. And then when it comes time for them to do a probiotic, they're like, hey, Rach, what do you take? Or they might know that I do this for a business, and they're going to know that I've never, that I'm really knowledgeable in that area. And they're going to come to me and see what I recommend, whether they know I have, I do supplements, but half the time people come to me, they're like, I don't even know what you have, but I know that you know what you're doing. So tell me what to do. And that's essentially what it boils down to, is you are giving value. And this is moving into like how it works and what it can look like for you. You're giving value without attachment to the outcome. So whenever you make a post, you are focusing on adding value to people, sharing your knowledge, pretty much being educational, not saying, oh, you should buy this and you should buy that. It's look what I love. Look at what I'm doing. Look at who I am, and I love this, and this is how it makes me feel. And it's creating a culture, whatever culture you want that to be, however you want people to see you. It's doing that with every single post. So you are increasing your influence by talking about things that you know about and you love, and people will be like, oh, okay, when I think of Ashley, for example, they might think of, I don't know, dreadlocks, yoni eggs, diva cups, because she talks about that stuff, tattoos, beach, Flirty life, gentle parenting. Those are things that when I think of Ashley, thanks panties. See, Asia knows. Those are things that she knows a lot about and is really passionate about. Does that have anything to do with her supplement business? Not necessarily, and that's okay. People respect her influence, and they respect her authenticity. And they also know that when she talks about something that she loves, they know that they can trust that. So I got a little off, not there yet, but I got off on a little tangent. So it increases influence and raises curiosity. And the way that we do that is by not necessarily focusing so much on the name of your company, because you are not Plexus. You don't take Plexus. There's no product called Plexus. That's my pet peeve. I love you if you do this, but it's my pet peeve. Don't say, I take Plexus. No, you freaking don't. Plexus is a company that has a bunch of amazing freaking supplements that are probiotics, that are omegas, that are magnesium, that are anti-inflammatory, that are blood sugar regulators. And none of them are called Plexus. So please stop saying it's like saying, oh, like, it's just very classic network marketing, and I don't personally like it. That's just my little pet peeve there. But focusing on not necessarily the company's name, because you aren't your company. It's an amazing company. It's not a dirty word. I will tell anyone proudly and loudly that is the company I brand rep for, and they treat me like freaking royalty, and I love it. But that's not something that I'm focused on. I'm also not focused on the names of my products, because no one freaking cares. My clients don't freaking care what it's called. I'm going to tell you that right now. They don't care that it's called X Factor Kids, or that my magnesium is called BioCleanse. Like, they just know that they should probably take a probiotic, and then I have one that I like, and this is how it has helped me, and they need that same thing. Or they know that their doctor told them they should take omegas. When I say Mega X, then that doesn't mean anything to them. And I've learned that through time. I used to focus on the names of things because I don't know why, I just felt like that's what I should do. And so it's not focusing on, oh, my Plexus Mega X. It's saying, like, my plant-based omega made with avocado oil and ahi flour, broccoli oil, all of these things. It's shifting the verbiage that you're using. It's not talking about your Plexus business. It is focusing on talking about maybe the time freedom that you have, why you love what you do. The focus shifts to you, okay? talking about how you love helping your clients, why your clients love that, why you love working with your teammates. It is really building with every post a smidgen more of curiosity and getting people like, what the heck does she do? She loves it so much. That is the goal. I actually had a friend who I'd known since October, and we hung out in December, and she goes, I don't even know what you do, but I love it. And she's like, what even do you do? And I just told her, like, listen, like, I just flat out said I work with clients. I help them describe or figure out what supplements they need to take, what's best for them. And then I also simultaneously train other people how to do the same thing. And now she's on my team and one of my best friends, but that's the point. But I love that she said that to me. And I actually had someone else come to me asking for tips on her son's diet. And when I mentioned something about after I helped her on getting her son on a multivitamin, I was like, hey, that would probably be a really good idea. And she was like, oh, yeah, what do you give your daughter? And I said, I really love the one that we give her. You know, it has probiotics in it too, so that's great. There's no added anything. I didn't try to sales pitch her. I was literally answering questions and giving advice, adding value without expectation of the results of any income with it. And she was like, oh, cool. What's it called? Where can I get it? I said, oh, it's called X Factor Kids. You can get it through me. I'm a brand rep from the company. They have a lot of really great supplements, actually. And she's like, oh, I didn't even know you did that. I'm not sure whether I was proud of that one or not, but it was really cool to have someone that's been friends with me for a really long time to just really respect what my knowledge in the area, without even realizing that it's something that I necessarily did for, a living. And so that was just really interesting. Yeah, I like using brand rep, Ash. That's what I am, and that's how I see myself and what I do. So that actually brings me into my next point of, let's figure out how this could work for you. I don't want you to go out and try to replicate what I'm doing with Ninja Marketing. I don't want you to try to replicate, what Ashley's doing, or anyone else that I show you examples. That's not the point. The point is for you to be you, 100% and authentically the best you that you can be. And that's my goal with this business, by the way, as your leader, is to help you become the best person that you can be. And so this kind of goes along with that. Hopefully that translates into the best business person you can be, but that's not my end goal. I want you to be the happiest and healthiest person you can be. And one of those ways that I encourage you to do that is discover who you are and how you want other people to see you, and more importantly, how do you see yourself? And that's step one of figuring out how to do Ninja Marketing for yourself. How do you see yourself? And how do you want other people to see you? How do you see your business? And how do you want other people to see it? Because they go hand in hand. If you see yourself as, oh, I'm kind of doing this network marketing thing, and I probably annoy other people. No, like, that's what's going to come across. So if you see yourself, you're like, yeah, I freaking love what I do. I help people pick out supplements. I help my clients discover what they need based upon their needs and help them with other areas of their health, whatever that might be, whatever your knowledge is. And, with a company that I love repping for, I'm a brand rep. That's exactly what you are. People do that all the freaking time. And you just happen to get paid really, really well for it, to brand rep for a specific company. And it's not all you do, and it's not who you are as an individual. And that's important. It's just part of it. So when you're thinking of how do I want people to see me, I want you to come up with a whole list of things of what would make your soul tingle and explode if someone described you this way. And that is exactly the person that you should be. And that's exactly how you should come across in every post that you make. Ash, referral codes. Oh, referral link is another verbiage I use. That's good. I like that. Because people are used to that, like, oh, let me give you a referral code for my Stitch Fix or Blue Apron or whatever it is. People like that stuff. So figure out who you are, who you want to be. This is part of what we call really branding yourself. I have an entire workshop on that. but it goes deeper than that, is really discovering who you are, not trying to be this person on social media and another person in real life. Like, that's exhausting AF. Don't do that. Don't try to come up with a facade and then feel like you have to keep up with it. Be who you are. Be the best version of yourself on social media. Have a vibe and figure out who it is that you want to attract. And that's where your ideal client comes in, is who is it? Who's my ideal client? Who's my ideal team member? And every post that you make, think, will this attract that type of person? And it doesn't have to be that, I don't want to say diligent. Like, I don't make a post and think, oh man, is this going to attract that person? You know, but it's in the back of your head. It's everything that you create, every content that you create. You're thinking, does this go along with who I'm trying to present myself as, or who I am? Does it represent me well, I guess is how I should say it. And will this attract my ideal client? That's the basis of it. And yeah, so anyway, I lost my place in my notes. Choose how you want to view yourself and your business, and how you want to talk about it. So choose specific verbiage. So like these examples, Ashley and I've just been giving a brand rep, referral link. I like to call them my clients because that's who they are. My team members, these are just phrases that I like to use because I like the connotation with them. I like how it comes off. I like how it makes me feel. So figure out what that is for you. And don't overthink it. I have that in my notes because I know if there's anyone listening who's like me and they were listening, it's like, okay, how can I do this? And it will become something that you stress over. That's not the point. The point is to make this more fun and more easy. So don't stress about it. Just post what feels right. Figure out, like I said, who are you? What do you love? And what are the type of people that you want to attract, and run with it. Don't overthink it. Just get started and you'll figure it out as you go. Like, I was going to come up with a phrase that I loved and I completely blanked. It was, you already know what you're doing. Like, you just have to get your body moving. It's what my yoga teacher says. He's like, just get your body moving. You already know what you're supposed to be doing instinctually. If you start moving, you'll start figuring out your next steps, but you have to get in motion. And that travels over into business so well, especially with ninja marketing. Like, this is totally opposite of what you've done. So just get moving, get doing it, and you will figure it out as you go. It doesn't have to be perfect the first time, and it will fall into place. So yeah, like I said, focus on sharing info and educating with no attachment to the outcome. Give value. Share by example. Don't say, oh, buy my multivitamin, check this out. Here's why, blah, 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 blah. And giving info about Probio 5 or VitaBiome specifically. Just lead by example. Plant seeds in people's minds. Talk about, little things here or there that you love, that you do, why you love your probiotic, mix in with something else. How I did a post I'm going to show you talking about how when I mix my magnesium with my probio and my plant omega, I sleep like a freaking rock because I was so excited about that. I'm 37 weeks pregnant and I need sleep, okay? And people love that. So it's planting seeds in their mind so that it makes it their idea. And they respect you, and honestly, they want to be like you in certain ways because you inspire them. They're attracted to you for a reason. Like your ideal client, you're attracting them, right? And so when you make little posts here the goal is to plant a seed, those things add up, and then it's their idea and they come to you and they're already ready to order. They already understand the value of supplementation. They're ready to invest. They're curious, and it takes a lot of the work off of your end. It's doing it in such a way that people are flooding your messenger and you don't have to send many out. It's most of my daily life is following up with people. I can't tell you the last time I actually reached out to someone who didn't talk to me first. It's been a really long time. And that goes for business and customers. I'm not saying that you should never do that. I'm not telling you that. Do what feels right to you. But if you're doing it, being true to yourself and doing this, you know, quote, the correct way, that's kind of the goal, right? Is to get people coming to you to take half of the legwork out of it. Let's make this easier. That's kind of the goal. So that's what I like. Your goal with each post isn't to make a sale. Your goal with each post is to plant a seed and raise influence and curiosity. So let's see. I'll screen share. Let's see. I'm going to show you what does this practically look like. Here we go. Photos in daily life. So Ash and I, she sent me a few, and then these are ones that I just went through in the past couple, like, week. I just picked a couple that I was like, okay, this is me doing ninja marketing. And also, you may notice another question that I get is, how often should I post about my business or my products? That is 110% up to you. Do what feels right. Don't force it. But also don't let yourself get away from not doing it for a really long time. That's not great either. But definitely, I think mine is probably 2-3 times a week because that's what feels right now. And sometimes it's more. Maybe sometime it might be once a week. So doing what feels right to you, and that is what you should do, because listen to your gut and your instinct. You know your audience and you know your business and what you're trying to put across. So here I talk about, this is me, my part of my brand and what I love because of who I am as an individual, just as a person, as I love the science behind things. So I like to share that knowledge with people. So I talk about why I'll never go a day without my probiotic. And I talk about because pregnancy affects your gut flora. Okay. And I say why and all that stuff. You can read it there. I don't talk about Probiotic Live. I don't talk about how they should buy it. I don't have a picture with it necessarily. Again, this is planting a seed of why, when they read this, they're like, oh, that's why I should never go a day without my probiotic then. You know, and whether most of my clients and people are women, and so most of them will read this, and that appeals to a large part of my market here. This is one, it's a comparison picture of my pregnancy with my daughter and this one, because it is such an incredibly huge difference. I didn't screenshot all of it, but part of what I wanted to show you, let's see if I can, here we go, get like a spotlight going here. There we go. So I talk about how the difference in them, I gained so much weight, how I felt, the entire difference with each pregnancy. I give it to eating better and listening to my body when it comes to nutrition. I give it to gut flora being balanced with no bad organism overgrowth, my hormones and blood sugar being balanced, and my mental health the best it's ever been. A lot of that is honestly because of proper supplementation, and I mentioned that. But you don't see me trying to advertise Probiotic 5 or Slim or Mega X or Vital Biome. But that is what changed it for me. And so I'm planting seeds. I'm creating that culture of, you know, someone who values their health, because it's the truth. This is what I would tell anyone in real life, and it's something I wanted to share with people. So I talk about yoga, keeping my muscles and my mind healthy, and proper supplementation, keeping my gut, blood sugar, and hormones balanced, chiropractic care, and proper nutrition. That is what made the difference in my life between the last 4 years, and why I feel so good. And that's what I wanted to share with people. Okay, stop doing that. Yeah. And then this one, talking about sharing things I can't live without. Like, I talk about a lot of stuff. It actually ends with yoga and friends. But I mentioned in there my natural anti-inflammatories. That's easy, you guys. I can't live without that. And that's the freaking damn truth. Because I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I would do without it, because I don't take like ibuprofen or Tylenol. And anyone who's ever been pregnant, you understand, like, that's not something I can live without. So that was just me putting a little boop in there. They don't know that I sell it. That's not the point. It's a little raising curiosity, right? And this is when I was telling you about discovering my magic combo here. I talk about my magnesium supplement and my plant omega and my probiotic. I never do I mention the name. You'll notice the names of them, or that they should buy them, or that I sell them. That's not the point. It's planting seeds. Oh yeah, and then this one too, just because like talking about the science behind things. And this actually went with both of my businesses, explaining gut flora, and talking about the science behind them and why people need to focus on, on their gut health, because that's really important to me to share, because it's a passion of mine. Okay. Oh, that one wasn't as important. I forgot to put that one in there. But just talking about why I love Mondays and working with my clients. I'll forever be grateful to get paid to do something that I love and I'm supported in. But yeah, okay, moving on to other people. So there's going to be some of Ashley in here mixed in. I don't know where. And this is Bianca Pennington. She's a girl that I love. She runs her own holistic healing coach business, essentially. So this has nothing to do with Plexus or even network marketing. She just runs her own business. She's an entrepreneur. And I love this. Like, she said she got done filming 10 videos for her new course launching this week. Like, that is a little bit more direct, but I love the way she did that. It's so attractive. You can see she's just being herself. She's excited. That's how you talk about doing your business. It's not trying to get someone on board necessarily. It's just been like, look what I do. I love it. This is so much fun. And that will attract the right types of people to you. Ash sent me this one in saying we need to share it for Catherine. She's talking about gut healing and living a healthy lifestyle in general. What did you say, Ash, about it creating a certain type of culture?
Yeah, I said that in just sharing the gut healing veggie broth, that creates a culture of like her holding an importance of gut health, while not mentioning a supplement, while not mentioning anything about Plexus. She's showing that it's more than just supplements. Supplements aren't the magic cure-all that's going to fix everything. It's a part of a healthy lifestyle. So she's showing that healthy lifestyle, and these posts are really important. Even if that's not the angle you're going to take, they're still very, very important to share why it is that we're doing what we're doing. So this is a part of Ninja Marketing because it's one puzzle piece.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ash, you follow Jessica if you want to talk about this one.
Okay. Yes. So I really appreciate a lot of what Jessica Scott shares. She does really great storytelling if you want to go and check her out. But she's going to talk a lot about how she personally is working on herself to better her relationship with her partner, as well as with her daughter, with all angles of life, before she ever at the very end mentions offering to help other people do the same. So she is a product of her own product. She is excited at the end. Like she says, I can't wait to help you. It's inviting. I love everything that she posts. I've never done any of her workouts. I've never taken her up on her product, but I follow her solely because I love the way that she markets and shares in a way that just excites me. So I definitely suggest like looking over some of her posts for some inspiration if you want to figure out how to do some more storytelling to go along with this Ninja Marketing.
That's how I am with Bianca. I've never like used her services, but I'm in like her page, and I love the way that just her entire business and her market, and I refer a lot of people to her actually. Even if it's something I've never taken up on myself, it's not something I necessarily have a need for at this very moment, but Lord knows, I mean, I like a lot of her courses, so I probably will. Oops. Oh yeah, and that was the bottom of that picture.
Yeah, just the picture of it showing her and her partner together was like just, it caught my attention, though that's not even what she's really talking about. It is just a little bit at the beginning.
It's cute. And Ash, I think the rest of them are yours, so I'll let you talk about those.
Okay. In this post, I chose to share all of the positive things that I've done in changes since 2014. And anybody that knows my full journey knows that's when I started Plexus, was in 2014. Look at the difference in my face. Holy cow. So much information gone. But anyways, we were adorable. It caught a lot of attention for a really random time of day. 10 o'clock in the morning, like that doesn't normally get a lot of attention, but my pre-dreadlocks life, my pre-wellness right there, that's what I'm talking about is Plexus, my spiritual growth. And all of those things had so much to do with my experience with Plexus without making that connection for people. And I got several messages from people like, what is it that you're doing? And I didn't just share Plexus with them. I also shared a lot of different growth that I've done in the past few years. And that's a beautiful thing in that we don't get to just share about supplements here. We get to share about healthy lifestyle. So that's what I chose to do with that post. I'm going to go on to the next one. Oh, this one. I got so many messages from this one too. I never mentioned the name of the probiotic. Rachel helped me with the verbiage of this because I was like, yo, I'm not feeling inspired today. Here's what I'm thinking. What should we do? I was like, here's my pretty selfie.
I am proud of her though. I messaged her the words because with my pregnancy brain, you were like, what should I do? I was like, I don't know, something like this. And it was literally, I wrote dude, ... And she put the emojis with it, made it look all cute. And I was like,
it was so great. So that post right there, people are shocked that women, we want to have hair growth. Guys, I'm sure do as well. And when they saw 3 to 4 inches, that was just my experience. Sharing that experience, it created excitement and potential for them to have that same change. I didn't make any promises. I didn't say that was what was going to happen, but just, whoa, here was the effects of when I started actually taking my multivitamin consistently. And they're all like, tell me what you're doing. So yep, that curiosity that I created there.
And it goes along with your whole little dreadlock hippie brand.
Oh yes, absolutely. Same here. Okay, so here's the opposite side of that where so the other post that I was talking about, my multivitamin, I was not holding it in the post at all. I didn't show a picture of it, didn't talk about the name of it, didn't anything. This one, I'm talking about, you see pictured the beach, and that's what I do all the time. I'm at the beach a lot. I'm like slightly sunburned right now because of that. And it's a beautiful picture of my pink drink because that was my view of that day. And I made it comical to talk about actually finding socks and being excited about that after a wonderful morning at the beach. It just created a visual and a story for them to follow of my life, what that looks like, while also dropping or planting a seed by dropping a visual of the pink drink there that they've heard me talk about in other posts. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a lot of things happening at once there, some humor, some visual planting seeds, and keeping all of my brand in mind there. So, I mean, if talking about the beach isn't going to work for you if that's not your brand, but that's how it works for me. Same here. Here's my baby at the beach. In this one, I'm trying to remember without reading through it. I was telling Rachel that in this post, my goal was to instill confidence in that people can have in me and being able to guide them through my services, my knowledge, my expertise on the products, my personal experience by sharing that I've helped myself and others by finding a healthier life. It also has a little bit of information and facts in there. It has a story by sharing how some vulnerability about my own anxiety, and then asking them when they're going to be ready to take care of themselves at the end. I like asking questions. That was worded really weirdly. Sorry about that. But anyways, what I was trying to say is I like to ask questions at the end because it actually does. It says my internet is not stable. Can you guys hear me?
You're fine. Maybe not. That was the last screen share we had to show you though. Hopefully she comes back here.
Everybody's frozen.
But yeah, and then I actually had 2 more that I completely forgot about. There's things that I feel really important that I need to show you. And so I am going to actually pull up, I can pull up Instagram on my computer. It looks really cool on the computer if you've never looked at Instagram on the computer. It's actually, here we go. Perfect. All right, screen share right here on Safari. All right, so it looks really cool. I like the way it's laid out, actually better on the computer than on your phone. But I wanted to show you a few Ninja posts that I've done. So this one right here in particular, I don't even mention anything about Plexus at all. You can see my drink in there. You see my stainless steel straw. I love this picture of myself, and it was just something, I was talking about gratefulness because that's something that's really changed my life lately. And it's like Ashley said, it's giving a visual reminder. This is something that I drink often, that I love. People know about it, and it planted a seed. After I did that, someone's like, oh yeah, I do need to buy that pink drink. I forgot, hook me up. And that wasn't even my goal, but it was a really cool, like immediate kind of quote gratification with that. And then the one right next to it actually, so this one was, my mom texted me after this, by the way. She goes, nice underwear on social media. I said, thanks, Mom. And anyway, my husband helped me take this picture because this is literally what my work looks like these days. This is real freaking life. I mean, obviously the picture's staged, but this is actually real life. And I have my planner, I have my notebook that I'm planning, I have my book, I have my phone. This is how I'm working. And I thanked my clients. I was grateful for them for being super chill with doing more over the phone or text consults than in person for the ones that live here in person. And for you guys for being so flexible, because that day I literally had to cancel meetings. I was literally exhausted from, I just overbooked myself and I had to move the next one. And you know, this is real life, and I didn't talk about my supplements. I didn't talk about anything. This is me advertising the flexibility and the freedom of this business without ever specifically mentioning it. So I just, while Ashley was talking, I saw those and wanted to talk about it. There's another one. I did talk specifically about my pink drink in this one, by the way, about it giving me like the energy that I needed to get through my modeling, like 3 or 4 days of modeling. What was I then? 32 weeks pregnant. And that actually I made a few sales off of that. So that was really great. You know, I talk about my magic pink drink, but I don't go into a huge amount of details really. So I just really wanted to show you those 3 posts because I completely forgot about them and really wanted to share that. So hopefully that's helpful. Let's see. Oh, your internet freaked out. That's okay, Ash. It was the last photo that we had of yours, so it worked out really well. And I think that's the last thing I had to show you. So just to kind of recap this, don't overthink this. Really focus on how is it that I want to come across? Who is it that I am inside? And how can I make that shine through authentically? And then doing that through everything that you share and realizing that when you market, it doesn't have to be like, it's not a personal post or a marketing post or a funny post. Like, they don't have to be categorized like that. You can put all 3 of them in freaking one. And the huge thing in wording, I want you to tell a story. I want you to word it. Keep it simple. Don't feel like you have to over-explain. You can get a lot of information off in a lot of different posts and just do little snippets, raise curiosity. And also, I want you to talk like you're talking to your ideal client, like we discussed last week. Have that list in your head at all times. And when you go to make a post, I want you to phrase it like you're talking to that person that you've made up in your head. That's the goal. And that will come off. People will love that. They'll eat that up. They're going to be so attracted to that because you're being so authentically you, because you're talking to a single person, and most likely that person, because the person reading it who will contact you is your ideal client. Well, you get what I'm saying. Anyway, if you have any questions on this, just contact me or Ash. Post on the team page. A lot of people have been practicing this for a while, can help you out. But also, I mean, just go look at, you know, our pages as well as other people's who actually been doing this longer and better than we do. And start paying attention to how people market, follow other people, and get inspiration from that. We love doing that. So I love you too, Asia. But yeah, I'll upload this tonight. And then next week, hopefully, I will see you for our Golden Silver. It's always fun and easy, but there's no guaranteeing that.
Rachel.
Yeah.
The only thing that I wanted to add was that it goes along with what you were saying about talking to your best friend, like in how you're posting to people. I found it really helpful that those like extra posts that I do that aren't like really focused on adding a lot of value. One way I found that if I don't like feel really inspired to share something is I'll ask people questions and post it. My post can simply be a question. Now, if you do it all the time, it's really awkward and odd, I think. Like, I'm always drawn to comment on those people's posts when they're asking random questions because I'm attracted to them in general. That's why I follow them. But asking people questions at the end of your posts is a really great way to get interaction, have people feel valuable because they love talking about themselves. And it sparks that relationship and that communication with them, because if you're talking to your best friend or if you're talking to your ideal client, you should be asking them questions and not just like spewing information at them. So it's a really great way, like a tip from myself, or that I do for myself, is to challenge myself to ask more questions even at the end of posts, because it just gets everything flowing.
That's a really good idea. Um, and I love that you do that. And another tip that she made me think of when she said that is when I've noticed that when I ask a question, or I phrase a post, even specifically asking a question, I don't ask a question to a group of people. I'm like, okay, Facebook friends, or you guys, or y'all, I've been phrasing it more you, asking an individual a question. And it was kind of an experiment that I had, and I don't really know where I got the inspiration of it, but it's been a lot more successful. And I think it's because it's one person reading your post, sitting probably in their bed, scrolling through their phone. They want to talk to you. I just ask them a question because they're the ones reading it, and they feel more valuable, like Ashley said. And that's how I want people to feel, and that's my goal. So that makes me happy to be able to do that, because I want to connect more individually with people and have conversations with them and reply to them in comments. That's my goal, to build relationships with people. So yeah, anyway. Oh, all right, I think that's it. I told you I could talk forever and I'd add a bunch of stuff, but we made it through. I love you guys. I will see you next week, and we'll end this series, and it's been my favorite so far. So thanks for joining on, guys. Love you.